સમરો મંત્ર ભલો નવકાર એ છે 14 પુરવનો સાર. સમરો મંત્ર ભલો નવકાર એ છે 14 પુરવનો સાર.
સંભળાય છે?
એના મહિમાનો નહીં પાર, એનો અર્થ અનંત અપાર. એના મહિમાનો નહીં પાર, એનો અર્થ અનંત અપાર. સમરો મંત્ર ભલો નવકાર એ છે 14 પુરવનો સાર. સમરો મંત્ર ભલો નવકાર એ છે 14 પુરવનો સાર. સુખમાં સમરો, દુઃખમાં સમરો, સમરો દિવસ ને રાત. જીવતા સમરો, મરતા સમરો, સમરો સૌ સંગાટ. સમરો મંત્ર ભલો નવકાર એ છે 14 પુરવનો સાર. સમરો મંત્ર ભલો નવકાર એ છે 14 પુરવનો
Jainism, everyone. Hina Ben, are you there? I can unmute you.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can see now. Thanks.
Something is wrong. 1 second. I'm just trying to share. This one. Share. Is the other way. Right. Can you all see my slides?
Yes, we can.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Jai Jinendra, everybody. It's nice to have you all here. I bow down to the lotus feet of Lord Arhant. Good evening, Jai Jinendra all. It's my pleasure to be with you all, and I'm really grateful to the Osho committee members allowing me to present this beautiful stuti. Before we start, let's just sing our Nokar mantra. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Namo, Namo Sitaram, Namo Namo. Namo Ariyanam, Namo Namo, Namo Uvachayanam, Namo Namo, Namo Loe Savasahunam, Namo Loe Savasahunam. एसो पञ्चनमो कारो सब पावपणासनो मङ्गलाणञ्च सर्वेसिं परमं हवै मङ्गलम् परमं हवै मङ्गलम्. Okay, before we start, let's do a very short meditation. So please, I request you all to close your eyes gently and take a deep breath in. Do that for 5 times. Deep breath in and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Now calm yourself completely. Try to hold your breath when you breathe in inside for maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds. When you breathe out, again hold the breath out for 10 to 20 seconds, whatever you can. So that way it will really calm you down. And now just think of Arhant Prabhu. Think of all his virtues that we have seen so far. Feel his presence in your room wherever you are. Feel the good vibes around you. Enjoy his presence for a few minutes around you. Om Arham. Open your eyes with a big smile on your face. Thank you all. Now, as you all know, we are going through Arihant Vandanavali. It's a stuti that is written by unknown poet, but it's been translated in Gujarati, and we know the writer of Jayant Muni, and this is what we are following at the moment. I tried to translate it in English as much I could. So please forgive me if I have made any mistakes anywhere. Thank you very much. So we have been through all this so far. We have seen Arhant Prabhu's Chavan Kalyanak. Now, you all know by now why Kalyanak. Kalyanak is being celebrated because it means welfare. Kalyanak means welfare, something that happens for the welfare of the universe. That is why it is called Kalyanak. And obviously, when Arhant Prabhu's existence, when he comes in, it is so much welfare for the society. So that is why so far we have seen his Chavan Kalyanak, as you can see in mother's womb. Yes, and then his all the dreams that mother sees, and then his birth Kalyanak, and then how he's been taken to the Mount Meru, and how he's being bathed, and how his birth celebrations are celebrated. And then we have seen his childhood, and how his body is full of very auspicious sign on his body, 1008 total. Yes, and obviously his childhood is being enjoyed not only by him but by all the Dev and Devis. Okay, so we have seen so far all that, and then last week we saw his preparation for his Diksha. All the Dev and Devis come and tell him that it's time for you to renounce the world. Obviously, he knows, but he's just being told. That's why Dev and Devi feel more happy than himself that they have done something for him. Okay, so that we have seen his Diksha Kalyanak as well, and then the Panchmusti Loch, that why is it done? We have seen that as well. And now he is into Puskar Kamal. So Diksha Kalyanak is finished, and then now he is into, we saw the description of the forest as well with all those different trees, and now Lord is on his own. Like we say, after the Diksha, he really, like, you know, how they go do sadhana. So he's into that period of his life, and he's wandering around from place to place. And while he's wandering around, what he is, what he feels, those are the description in next 10 stanzas, which we are going to look at today. Okay, so we had seen up to number 19. Today, number 20, which says, Puskar Kamalana Patrani Bhanti Nahi Le Payaje Ne Jivani Mafak Apratihat Vargatiye Vichara Akashani Jem Niravalamban Gunathaki Je Opata Eva Prabhu Arihantane Panchanga Pave Hunamu. So, what it says? Bhagwan, who remains unstained like a lotus leaf and moves freely like an independent and uncontrollable soul, shines with the virtue of absolute independence, just like the sky which stands unsupported. To such a Lord Arihant, obviously the poet bows down. Every time he sees anything that he very unusual, and it just makes him bow down. So as I told you before, the fifth line is common. It is always there. Okay, so with this stanza, what he is writing, first of all, he is being compared with a lotus flower. What is lotus flower? What is lotus leaf? Is like, although they live in dirt, in mud, but it never gets stained. In the same way, he remains so much detached from the all the things that are going around him. Okay, he's and it's a very popular example in Jainism, lotus leaf. That one, if you want to achieve moksha, this is how, even like we are sansaris, if we try and stay detached as much we can, then our path, we go a little further on our path. So Lord is being compared with that. How and then it's like maybe not good enough. It is stuck to the, so he is not very happy with the first comparison with lotus leaves. So now he gives another comparison, and that comparison he gives it as a jiv dravya. As you know, jiv, which is soul, it is free. It moves from one place to another. When a person dies, we say it's only the body. The soul has moved on from one place to another, and the soul moves so freely. In the same way, Lord keeps on going from place to place, and so does Bhagwan. He keeps on traveling independently. No one can, or no situation can stop him. But again, depending on the soul karma, the soul also stops. But so the poet is still thinking that, oh, this is still not good. So then he thinks of the third comparison, and that is, he is compared to the sky. As the sky gives space and support to all the dravya, whatever is there, it gives the support. But the sky does not need the support, anyone's support. Similarly, Lord doesn't need any support, but he is the refuge to all living being, which is so true, isn't it? He doesn't need no support. It's his own knowledge, it's his own soul that is guiding him. But it's so good that we are, as a living being, he is a refuge for all of us. So he's even more vibrant than this. So this activist, and so as there is nothing that can give comparison to the Lord's virtues fully. But by just giving some comparisons, the poet feels happy that at least, I could compare this much. And that is why he in the next few stanzas, again, he just keeps on comparing Lord with different things. Okay, so we move on to the next one. Again, as I said, it's all the comparisons for few stanzas. Ne अस्खलित वायु समूहनी जैम जे निर्बंध छे संगो पितांगो पांग चेना गुप्त इंद्रिय देह छे નિઃસંગતાય વિહંગસી જેના અમૂલક ગુણ છે એવા પ્રભુ અરિહંતને પંચાંગ પાવે હું નમું. So here he travels without attachment or bondage, like the air that flows freely and continuously. His limbs and subsidiary limbs are completely and internally restrained. He possesses absolute virtues, like a bird that soars without a companion. To such Lord Arhan, he is bowing down. So now here it says, Ne askhalit vayu samuni. So when the air is flowing, it does not choose that, okay, I want to, I want to go here and I don't want to go here. It's like, it just flows. So he's compared with the wind, just the way wind does not stop, or it does not mean to harm anything or anyone. It has no favoritism. The wind blows anywhere and everywhere. It is in the universe. So in the same way, Lord goes everywhere, and he showers his blessings to everywhere. His five senses are there, but they are totally under control. That is why here it says, Sango Pitango Pangajena Gupta Indriya Dehache. Although he has all those senses, but they are so much in control. It is so much in control that it doesn't need anything. He can control them and because the senses variabilities are all under his control, he does not get moved with the senses requirements. So physically he has all those five senses, but their requirements are dormant. And that is why this sentence is given. Sango Pitango Pangajena Gupta Indriya means they are there, but it as if they are not there. Yeah, because he has total control over them. And in the third line, he is being compared to the bird. So it's like here, just we have to take the example of birds flying virtue, as they do have the place to go to, but by residing at one place, they keep flying far away. That is why. So but birds also have to, like, they obviously they fly anywhere and everywhere, but they again come back to the place that they have their nest or like that. So in the same way, from Dravya Kshetra and Prabhav Kshetra, like the place Lord has fixed properties, but it keeps flying like a bird. So the Lord's going from one place to another is fascinating, and the poet bow down to him. So like that he compares with a bird. That bird does go back to the nest. In the same way, Lord do go back to, like, the fixed place or something, but his preachings are everywhere. It flows everywhere. That is what it's trying to say in here. So his virtues are absolute. That is what this stanza is about. Then we move on to the next one. And the next one is Khadgi Tana Varashrunga Jeva Bhavati Ekankije Bharand Pankhi Sarikha Gunavan Apramat che Vratabhara Vaheta Varavrishabani Jema Jeha Samartha che Eva Prabhu Arihantane Panchanga Bhave Hunamu. So there are some words here, which is first of all Khadgitana. The again, poet is still praising Lord's virtues, so his thoughts are like the highest peak of the mountain which stands alone. If you ever see in the midst of all the mountains, there will be one peak which is really high. Yeah, so his virtues are he's virtuous and alert like that. He's like that, the highest peak, that it really stands out. Okay, so the Lord's thoughts are compared to the highest peak of the mountain, as it is amid all the ditches, small mountains, and so on, but still seems very strong and tall, as you see the highest peak. Yeah, stand alone. Or this is the one meaning of it, but there's another meaning which says Khadgitana. So the Khadgi means rhino. The rhino has only one horn, but is very, very strong in its marching, right? So Lord's alertness compared with that he all in the same way, Lord is like just with one horn, how that rhino keeps on marching. In the same way, Lord keeps on going on his own. So here with the highest peak, and then you can have another meaning as a rhino as well. And then Lord's alertness is compared with a bird called Bharanda. So this bird is called Bharand, which I have not seen, but it's been explained in so many of our agam, and this bird has been talked about so many different places in our agam. The reason being, this bird parent, you can see he has two necks, but has to be so careful when he eats that the food goes in the right one. If by mistake, if it goes into the other one, then it dies. So, and there is another belief as well, that this bird with his two faces, one face is always looking over for the safety, yeah, and that is no one is trying to catch him anyway, and the other one is looking out for his food. So, as I said, it is in many places in our agam. This bird has been compared. It also, so what message is trying to say, that look after your own physical and spiritual development, and at the same time look after the people around you as well. Always be very vigilant, and that is what Lord Arhat is. That is what he is doing. Yeah, so he is so vigilant, not only for himself, but he is vigilant for other human beings, living beings as well. So his strength of carrying out his vows is, and the last one, his strength is like it says, Vrata Bhara Vaheta Vara Vrushabani Jema Jeha Samartha Che. So Vrushab, as you all know, that bull, yeah. So Lord's strength of carrying out his vows means he can really do lots of tap. So that is compared to the bull, that as a very strong bull is capable of carrying really heavy loads from one place to another. Lord is also capable of carrying out his vows with a lot of strength. As we know that a weak and cowardly person is not capable of following the vows, or they are not able to do the tap either. But as you all know, Lord Mahavir also did so many fasts, and so many Arhat Prabhu, that they can do so many fasts. But we normal people, it is very difficult. Yeah, so that is why he is compared with the bull, that how the bull are strong, they can carry so much weight. In the same way, Lord can carry all the weight of all the vrat that he has taken, all the vows that he has taken. Okay, now the next stanza is it's been compared with, again, Kunjar Sama Shuravira Je Che Singha Sama Nirbhay Vari Gambirata Sagar Sami Jena Radayane Chevari Jena Swabhave Saumyata Che Purnimana Chandrani Eva Prabhu Arihantane Panchanga Bhave Hunamo. So here, what is Kunjar? It says Kunjar Sama. So Kunjar means elephant, like an elephant. So poet is still continuing to praise Lord. So he is comparing Lord with elephant, because the strength is compared to elephant. How elephant keeps on marching steadily and strongly. In the same way, Lord, with his austerities and what he wants to do, he wants to realize his soul, he keeps on marching slowly but steadily. Then he's compared with lion. Gambirata sagar sami jena radayane chevari. So Singha sama nirbhai. So he is fearless, like he's fearless like lion. He goes, he keeps on, like we heard, he is going from place to place in the jungle on his own. That is why he is fearless like a lion. Lord's virtues are compared to the, again in the second line, Gambirata Sagar Sami. So his virtues are compared to the to the sea, yeah. So and to the moon as well, how serene it looks, yes. So ocean, it has so much depth, yet it is so calm. So it swabhave samyata, so it's very calm. That's why it's been compared with ocean, although it has so much depth in it. So, and Lord's knowledge is so vast, yet seems really calm and equanimous. And that is why he's compared with ocean, and he's also compared to the moon, that how serene it looks, just like, on the Poonam night, how serene the moon looks. Okay, again, if you all know, in Logas, the last lines are very much similar to this, isn't it? So again, the poet is doing the same thing here. As we say in Logasa, Chandesunnimalayara, like a moon, he is so much nirmal, is so pure. I chesu ahyam payasaira, sagar vargambira, just like an ocean, he is so much, he has got so much knowledge, but he is still so calm, very deep, yeah. And siddhis, siddha siddhi mamadisan. So you are so, give, I ask for the siddhi as you have. Please bless me with the siddhi as well, with the moksha as well, what you have achieved. Okay, so this stanza is this another comparison. Then he is again comparing Lord. Here he says, Akasa Bhushana Surya Cheva Deepata Tamatejati Varipurana Di Gantane Karuna Upeksha Maitrithi Harakhavata Je Vishwane Mudita Tana Sandeshati Eva Prabhu Arihantane Panchanga Bhave Hunamu. So what he's trying to say here, just as the sun shines like a radiant jewel in the sky, so does the Lord shine with the brilliance of his austerity, filling the universe with compassion, equanimity, and friendship. He brings joy to the world through the message of Pramod, which is pure, divine happiness. To the message of Pramod, pure divine happiness. To such Lord Arihant, he is bowing down. So first of all, Lord is compared to the sun. Okay, how the sun fills the whole universe with the brightness and gives warmth without any prejudice. When it shines everywhere, right? Somehow, Lord, with his samyak knowledge, enlightens the whole living being. He does not choose that I want to part my knowledge with this part and not the other part. He, just like the sun, how it brightens the whole universe, in the same way Lord brightens, enlightens everybody. So not only that, but he spreads compassion all over the all over, and preaches the vow of friendship, which is the main gate to moksha. Yeah, so he does not choose, he just spreads this message everywhere. Compassion and friendship will only develop if one has equanimity. So here he has compassion towards the distressed beings, then equanimity towards impious being, and then friendship towards all living being. Appreciation of scholars. If we develop these four virtues, then moksha is not far from us. These four virtues are like the four pillars of Jainism. Okay, so it is so important to develop, and this is what Lord is preaching, that, and he spreads this message that compassion and friendship will only develop if one has equanimity, which is the heart of Jainism. Thus one can manifest the path to moksha, mukti, and with virtue of mudita. Mudita, here the word mudita is used, is pramod bhav, means appreciation. We must all learn how to appreciate. Keep the world, keep the world happy. Yeah. So mudita, pramod bhav, appreciation is very, very important. Here I would like to mention, there is another stuti like this. It is it's from Digambar Muni. Acharya Amit Gatiji has written a Samaik part, and that Samaik part is in the very first stanza of that Samay part. It goes like this, that Satvesu Maitrim Gunisu Pramodam Klistesu Jiveshu Krupamaratvam Madhyasthabhavam Viparitavruto Sada Mamatma Vidadhatu Deva. So, all these four contemplations are given. Sorry about this. So this, what it says, that first stanza is a friendship which is towards all living being. Satve Sumaitrim means have friendship towards all the living being. Gunisu Pramodan. Pramod means appreciate the scholarly beings. Okay? And then Klistesu Jivesu means compassion towards the distressed being. And then Krupamarat Madhyastha Bhavam Viparita Vrutto. So neutrality towards impious beings. Upeksha, equanimity in all situations. If we develop these four virtues, we are not far from moksha. And that is why this Acharya, the way he has written this Samaik part, it's so beautifully written. And that is what exactly is in this stanza, that Lord has got all these four virtues. Not only he has got, but he is trying to spread this to the all living beings. Okay, so and he's been compared with sun in the same way. Okay, so now we see the next one. જે શરદ ઋતુના જળસમા નિર્મળ મનોભાવો વડે ઉપકાર કાજ વિહાર કરતા જે વિભિન્ન સ્થળો વિશે જેની સહન શક્તિ સમીપે પૃથ્વી પણ ઝાંખી પડે એવા પ્રભુ અરિહંતને પંચાંગ ભાવે હું નમું. So here, what is trying to say? With thoughts as pure as autumn water, he journeys across the lands for the welfare of all beings. His forbearance surpasses even that of the patient earth. To such a Lord Arhant I bow down. So here, as you can even see in the picture, yeah, after praising so many virtues, the poet is now still looking into Lord's inner strength. Now he's looking at his inner strength. What can he see? Like, when the autumn water, as all the initial rain, if you notice, are all mixed with lot of impurity. But after a few times it has rained, then only the pure water left. So much cleaner that rain is later. So from the point of that Dravya Bhav, this autumn water is cleaner. In the same way, the Lord's Lord's psychic pudgals are also have become very pure and crystal clear. So he, like, as we say, body is made of all the pudgals, but the pudgals that Lord's body is made up with it says even in Bhaktama Stotra, those Pudgals are nowhere else found anymore. So those Pudgals itself are so pure and very crystal clear. So since Lord is in, and why is that so? Because he is always in Sukla Lesha, which is, I suppose you all know about Lesha, that, is purer, your thinking, pure bhav. So Sukla Lesha, he is always in. Now that he's, so he's, and that Sukla Lesha is his mind, is Man Yoga. All the Pudgals of his Man Yoga is in Sukla Lesha. His mind is all very pure, so much pure, just the way the pure water of autumn. So that is why he, as you can see, he's so pure, and that's what they are trying to show even in the picture. So it has no wishes for the body, and that is why the body doesn't require as per Manyo, because his mind is so pure, so clear, that he do not realize what his body needs. Yeah, so he does not have to worry about his body at all, because his mind is so fully engrossed on his own soul. Yeah, so there is, he, as per his mind, he doesn't need to worry about his body, as I suppose he just doesn't realize the needs of the body. But the Kaya Yoga itself becomes, so the Kaya Yoga itself becomes independent and involves in auspicious acts only. So with Man Yoga, his Kaya Yoga also becomes very auspicious. That is why the auspicious body of Lord with the divine bhav becomes the reason to travel for the welfare of mankind, as well as gods and joyous mankind. And Devas exhibit Bhakti Yoga. So here in this stanza, these three yoga, while we do, when we pray to God, there are three different ways: Man Yoga, Kaya Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. So these three are visible, and this is how they are visible in Lord's body, that it is so pure. So just the way there is variety of people and situations that takes place on the earth, but the earth bears everything, anything, and anywhere. As you can see, here Lord is also traveling, is like we say vihar kare. So he is traveling, preaching to so many different levels of people, yet his teachings are all appropriate for every different level of people. Yeah, so just like the way earth, it doesn't choose that I want these people to walk on me, and I don't want these people to walk on me. In the same way, Lord is the same, the way he is traveling many different levels of people, he is preaching, he doesn't choose, and keeping the base of ahimsa, as he just he preaches everybody, whoever he comes across. As in the picture, you can see he can teach animal, very cunning people, as well as high level people. Yeah, or as we say, halukarmi people. You can see all of them in the picture, and how he teaches the path of moksha. So, and then afterwards, that is why he's compared to earth. He is so much greater by putting up with all kinds of situation, that even the earth feels faded, like a weak, sometimes even earth feels a bit weaker compared to the things that Lord is bearing. And the Lord's forbearance, his forbearance and his patience, that looks even bigger compared to the earth. Yet earth feels proud to be like that, since it feels fortunate to have Lord walking on it. Yeah. So this stanza is Lord's Man Yoga is compared to autumn water, Kaya Yoga for the welfare of living being, and his vihar. So he is traveling. His enormous endurance has been compared with the earth. Okay, so this is this stanza. Then we go on to the next one. Bahupunyana Bhupunyana jya udaya che eva bhavik na dwarane pavan kare bhagavant nij tap chhat attham parane स्वीकारता आहार बेतालीस दोष विहीन जे एवा प्रभु अरिहंत ने पंचांग भावे हूँ नमो. Right. What it's trying to say here is one thing before we go into this stanza, one has to understand one thing, that punyabandh, how one does punyabandh. Normally we say we do good karma, and that is how we do that, we bind punya karmas. Now when those punya karmas comes to the fruition, one has to be so careful that they are not in the like those four passions, but because the punya karmas have comes to the fruition, you make sure that whatever you get in that fruition you use for the benefit of the whole mankind. The minute you try, if you found something, you get something, you feel happy and you want to be selfish and use it only for yourself. What those punya karma, at that time you would bind punya karma, but when they will come to the fruition, it's not going to help you to come out of your death and life situation. Okay, so this is what it is here. It is so nicely explained. Bahu punya na jya udaya che eva bhavikana dwarane, means what is saying, the Lord arrives at the devotee's door when their virtuous deeds have come to fruition. Now, to break his fast of 2 or 3 days or any other austerities he may have undertaken, thus sanctifying their home. So, who can be that very lucky person whose punyas have come to the fruition? That is why Lord has come to their door, to their house, to break his own fast. Now he accepts the food that is pure in 42 ways. He, as you know, Jains have this very special food restrictions, so they have to match everything like in 42 different ways. It has to be pure and edible for Lord to eat, and he makes sure that it is that, and only that those lucky people are fortunate enough to make such thing for Lord when he comes to do the gochari. As you all know, monks and nuns, they go for food, as they don't cook themselves, they go out for gochari, and we have to make sure that they get the appropriate food. Now here, although it says that Lord goes out and begs for food, obviously it has happened in Chandanbala's case as well, but this again is more for the monks and nuns, how they should be accepting the food, which has to be a faultless food. The core belief in ahimsa leads Jains to adopt a vegetarian lifestyle. However, this goes beyond merely avoiding just the meat. Yeah, it extends to the abstaining from certain vegetables and fruits that might harm organisms during their harvesting process. So they have to adhere to non-violent shapes. The Jain food restrictions list emphasizing a lifestyle that nurtures compassion towards all forms of life. That is why in the third line it says that svikarata ahara betalis. Betalis means 42. Those vihin. It has to be in the food has to be pure in 42 ways. Yeah, that's what this is about. And obviously the punya karma, as I explained to you, that when punya karma comes to fruition, if one remains attached to more, that is deluding karma, then one experiences the fruits of that punya karma for personal gain. And now, however, if the soul is free from more, the punya karma ripens, then that merit serves for the welfare of the entire universe. Such is the case for Arihant Prabhu, because Prabhu's such punya karmas are coming to that fruition, and especially the Tirthankar Nam karma that has come to the fruition, and that is why whatever he does is all for the welfare of the whole universe. And that is how he spreads the message of ahimsa. Whatever, all his activities gives the message of ahimsa, and that is how his punya karmas have come to the fruition. So this stanza is all about that. Then we move on to number 27. उपवास मास खमन समा तप आकरा तपता विभु वीरासनादि आसने स्थिरता धरे जगना प्रभु 22 परिसहने सहंता खुबजे अद्भुत विभु एवा प्रभु अरिहंतने पंचांग भावे हूँ नमो. Right. So what he's saying, Upavasa Mas Kaman Sama means the Lord of the universe, by performing many arduous penances. As you all know, Mas Kaman and all, there's such fasting for months, and sitting motionless in Virasan, means meditative posture, disciplines his body. So he endures the 22 types of hardships. He is truly remarkable. Okay, so here two main things to understand: asan and parisa, the position of the body. It is, that is why even in Samai they say for 48 minutes we must try and be motionless, be in one asan. Asan means that the position of the body. We must try and not move, because the more we are like, we move our body, and if our mind is like always thinking of moving our hand or leg or some, so the mind goes, and then the concentration goes, and then we cannot do pure samayik, which is very, very difficult in today's day and age, because basically samayik is to really concentrate on our soul, but we are at such level that we all, like, we try to read a book or do mara or something, but even then, whatever we do, we should try and sit still for that 48 minutes. And that's what it is important in this one. It says that even though he is doing so much tap, Sthirata dhare Jagana Prabhu. So look how he is sitting. He is so, so whatever he said is more of, and also all this message is more for us than Lord, because he already is following all this anyway. So just to give us all these messages, I feel that this stanza is more about us or monks and nuns than anybody. So here, whatever is said is for, this is the path that the aspirant or moksha can follow the advancement in their we can only advance in our sadhana if we follow like what Lord did, how he is sitting, so like see very, steady. And this type of sadhana that the Lord followed, asan, tap, bearing the adversities. Most of the Indian religion also says that, including Astanga Yoga, if you know, they all recommend the asan. Asan is very, very important. Yeah. And the second thing is talking about 22 adverse situation, which is called parisaha. So in Uttarayadyan Sutra, there is a second chapter, if I'm not mistaken, Bhavis Parisa. So 22 different type of adverse situations. Whenever the monks and nuns comes across those situations, they do not have to make a fuss. Now, those calamities that like sadhu faces during their sadhana, or and those 22, the couple of examples are like if it's very, very cold, if it's very, very hot, or if it's too much rain, sometimes they don't have any roof to live under, and so on. But all that, they have to bear all those situations without any complaint or getting upset about it. Okay, so those 22 parisa, any monks and nuns, before they take diksha, they have to be ready to go through this adverse situation, and these adverse situations are called parisa. Yeah. Okay, so this is the stanza about these two things, the position and adverse situation. One has to be very, very strong to bear all this. And then it is Bahya Abhyantar Bada Parigrah Thaki Je Mukta Che Varadharma Pavak Sukla Dhyane Je Sadaya Nimagna Che Je Kshapak Shreni Prapta Karata Mohamalla Vidarine Eva Prabhu Arihantane Panchanga Bhave Munamu. I think I'll make this one last. Sorry, I didn't check the time. Is it okay, or shall I do this next week?
No, it's fine.
Is
You
it
can do.
fine?
Yep.
Okay.
It's
So
fine.
shall I do this last then?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Do you have any questions in chat box?
No questions have been sent to me.
Okay, let me finish this and then we'll go through the questions if they want. Yeah? Thank you. Sorry, I just didn't realize the time. Okay, so Bahya Abhyantar Bada Parigrah Thaki Je Mukta Che Varadharma Pavaka Sukla Dhyane. So here in this one, he is free from all possession, whether within or without, ever immersed in the purity of Shukla Dhyan, pure meditation, with steady resolve. He ascends the Kshapak Shreni, vanquishing the demons of moha, delusion, to such sublime Lord. Okay, so he is free from all possession. Lord is free from all 14 types of possession, which are like which 14 types is two kinds. Attachment are always internal possessions and external possessions. Okay, so for internal possessions, Jainism identifies four key possessions, and those are of the mind, which is all four kashai, as you all know: anger, pride, deceit, and greed. Now, in addition to these four passions, to the mind, the remaining 10 internal passions are wrong belief, the three sex passions, male sex passion, female, and the neutral, and the six defects, which are laughter, like, dislike, sorrow, fear, disgust. So this Jainism has always stressed so much importance for possessions, as even you know that fifth vow is about possession. Okay, so here he is free from all possession, and he is in special sadhana, always engrossed in Atma Chintan and leaving all the attachments behind. He's marching on Shapak Shreni. So now I don't know how many of you know those 14 stages which are called Chaud Gunisthan. So when we are climbing our spiritual path. Jainism has identified 14 different stages where the soul is, and we can compare ourselves where we are, and by following 11 pratimas, that one goes up and up on the ladder, and there is a turning at the 10th step. And so this stanza is all about it, that Lord goes, keeps on, like he keeps on moving without stopping. So it's he's from always engrossed in his Atma Chintan, and uh, it's basically because he has no parigrah. Parigrah means what? Grah comes from graham, that is to own. So he does not own anything. In Jainism, so parigrah is like two types, yeah. So inner parigrah becomes the reason for the outer parigrah, which we all know, possession. Inner is due to our outer possession. That is why bhav parigrah becomes the reason for the dravya parigrah, is because if we think something I want, then obviously we are going to get it. So first is always dravya, is always bhav, and then is dravya parigrah. Means it is not mere just the possession, but the greed and attachment to the constitute parigrah. Yeah, the word parigrah is a deeper meaning. It refers to possessiveness, greed for the attachment to material. But for us at this stage, parigrah is the way I look at it, is not having something, but it is always craving for something. Yeah, if you have something, it's fine, but it's always like you dwell in it, and that's possession. If your thoughts are like, if I have it, if I don't have it, doesn't make difference, and then that is okay. But it's always the attachment that, oh, I must have this, I must have this, and that is attachment, and that's where you need to be very careful. So Sukla Dhyan, one of the 4 types of meditation, but Lord is Sukla Dhyan is that word is used in this stanza, and Lord is always in this dhyan, which is pure and clean. So to concentrate the thoughts without any passion or an object is called. So when Lord comes to that dhyan, he does not need anything as an object to focus his mind. He's in that dhyan, and that is why he goes on to the Kshapak Shreni. As I said, the 14 stages of the 14 Gunasthanak, and it has like a diversion at the stage of 10, that if you are really trying to sort of eradicate all your moh, even from the very root of it, then you can go straight up. But if you are trying to sort of really trying to just overcome it, then one time it all again comes up, and then you come down again on the first or second step. So that's what it is. The soul that destroyed completely the subtle greed remnants of mohniya karma to the karma in the 10th gunasthanak. So on the 10th step, it has to, if this stage is also known as Kshin Kashai, as it is. So until 10th step, there is little bit of Kashai left. Yeah, but then those who go through that Kshapak Shreni, they eradicate completely, passing. So and then they don't have to go on the 11th stage, but which is for the Upsham Shreni. So Upsham means they are just trying to cover it, but at one point again those moh comes back, and that is why they come down again. But Lord is going onto the Kshapak Shreni, so he's going to go right onto the 14th step. This is the stage of almost highest purity of meditation, where the soul also destroys other karmas like Nanavarniya, Darshnavarniya, Antray karma, and all that, yeah? And at the end of the stage, the soul becomes omniscient, Keval Jnani, and he enters the stage of Sayogi Kevali, so means he still has a body at that time, which is the stage of omniscience. However, in this 12th stage, the soul is still not perfect, but is only Chadmasta. So as the name of this Gunsthanak indicates, the same name for the 12th stage as well. So this is due to the part of bondage of major or Ghati karmas, which is the soul shades in the last moments, and this stage for progress to the next stage of perfect knowledge. Okay, so this it's just showing that how Lord gets this pure knowledge, how he gets up to there, and that is because he has no parigraha, no possession, no, not internal or external. Because he is in pure meditation, he is onto that ladder of Shapak Shreni, whereby he is eradicating all his Mohniya karmas, and he keeps on going on that spiritual ladder till the 14th. Okay? And that this stanza is all about how Lord keeps on moving on to the achieving the Keval Gyan. Okay, so I think we'll leave it to there and to number 28. And if you all have, any of you have any question, I'm ready if I can answer. Otherwise, we can close the session.
If anyone's got any questions, you can put your hand up and then unmute yourself.
So the next week we will be really good how Lord achieves his Keval Gyan, and we'll go on from there. Any questions?
I think you've explained it very clearly, Hinaben.
So should I say the ending prayer?
Yes, you can.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Chattare mangalam arihanta mangalam siddha mangalam sahu mangalam kevali panato tamo mangalam chattari loguttama arhanta loguttama siddha loguttama sahu loguttama kevali panato tammo loguttamo chattari saranam pavachami arhante saranam pavachami siddhe saranam pavachami sahu saranam pavachami kevali panatam dhammam saranam pavachami. Thank you everybody for listening to me, and I wish you all have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you, Hinaben. We'll see you next
Thank
week.
you.